Death to Management in this episode 4 review of Amazon Prime's Fallout series. Lucy and the ghoul continue their journey into dangerous situations and intense moral confrontations, all while Norm begins to uncover the truth of Vault 32 and the secrets of his mother's past. So grab some Instamash, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Today's episode's opening may be my favorite of the series so far. The ghouls, still holding Lucy hostage, are walking up to a medical facility. As they approach the entrance, snarls are heard in the distance with somebody repeating the phrase, "My name is Roger." Once inside, we're greeted with a ghoul that goes by the name of Roger. Hey. On the verge of completely turning feral. Since we can see from the ghoul's POV that Roger is all out of meds. Like a friend you haven't seen since high school, Roger asks the ghoul for a front on the meds just to get him back on his feet. To which the ghoul does what I do every time someone sketchy asks me for something.
I'm sorry, Roger, I'm all out. That's okay. It's okay.
Roger, knowing that his time is imminent, warns the ghoul that he should take Lucy someplace else before things get a little out of control. I truly love the writing of this show, especially the unexpected emotional aspects. Despite all the carnage, torture, and death that we've seen him cause so far, the inherent goodness that we see in the ghoul here could just and did make me cry. As Roger is turning, you can see the ghoul's face sadden and start thinking of a plan. He knows he can't let Roger continue suffering this way until his change, or even worse, he can change and then start attacking one of them. He then asks Roger,
"Remember how good food used to taste?
We see Roger's face light up as he starts laughing.
Ice cream and apple pie."
Ah, damn! You know, my mom used to...
Again, I don't know if I'm just too stony baloney and making it more than it's intended to be, but to my eyes and knowledge of his personality so far, it seems like the ghoul did this in order to give Roger a peaceful goodbye in death. I mean, just look at the longing look on his face after the shot. That is not the face of someone who doesn't care or feel guilty for killing a friend turned feral. But then he takes his tooth and starts eating his flesh since...
Sometimes, fella's gotta eat a fella.
So now I'm not too sure. Lucy starts going off on another Vault spiel about how they endured hard times and never resorted to anything like this. So why keep living like this instead of just offing yourself?
Well, one good question deserves another. Why the fuck am I doing all the work?
In response, he makes her start cutting up Roger's body.
Ass jerky don't make itself.
But I think he's just trying to make her more prepared for all of the hardships she's inevitably going to face throughout her journey in the wasteland. Back at the Vault, there's elections going on for a new overseer. Woody is inquiring to Reg about the interrogations of the prisoners.
Sir, please stop. You will injure yourself.
Fuck you!
Before deciding to drug him and just try again later.
We better trank him again.
Norm's still fed up by the assembly, is just hanging by himself when the overseer comes by to try to cheer him up with some pie.
I was there the first time that you tried rhubarb pie and ice cream. You sure did like pie that day.
We get more of a look into why Norm has been so angry lately.
I hid. During the raid, I got in a storage space and I hid.
And we get hit with some good insights with the monologue from the overseer.
Does that make you angry? Regular boys can get angry and they'll just pee on the wall. And clever boys like you are angry. You're lucky not to have seen where that can lead.
Is she talking about Hitler? I'm gonna double down on my ghoul being a swell guy here and just trying to teach her how to survive up there when Lucy finally decides to drink the radiated water.
Now you get me. How does that golden rule drive what's going through your head right now?
Hacking up another lung, Lucy takes another chance to escape but doesn't get too far. In a last-ditch effort, she decides to bite off one of his fingers, losing one of hers in the process.
Now that right there is the closest thing we've had to an honest exchange so far.
We join Cousin Lover enjoying some of my two favorite things. Canned ham and salad before Patsy the Pilates pirate interrupts too.
See how you're doing.
She explains she stopped by because she was organizing some of her dead husband's things and wanted to give him some stuff. What could possibly go wrong here?
Now that is one wet lady.
Just as our duo is walking up to a super duper mart, we learn that the ghoul is gonna sell Lucy for some vials. This entire scene is fucking amazing. I'm going to chance being copyrighted here because there's just too much greatness to be shown. Once inside, she's startled and greeted by Snip Snip.
Welcome.
What the fudge?
There's no fudge here. Only a General Atomics International Mark IV. That's what I am. You seem to be a woman.
Lucy's trying to explain her situation, and for once someone is finally like semi-listening to her.
You seem unhappy.
He put a leash around my neck and he made me drink from pot of water that I'm pretty sure was just some kind of animal pee.
Well, that is interesting.
Thinking she's gonna be a sex slave.
What? No! What a disgusting idea.
Well, that's a relief.
I'm simply going to harvest your organs.
Well then. Norm doing his food duties gets told by one of the prisoners.
I don't know what the people of Vault 32 were up to, but it was anything but innocent.
After Norm telling him that he's glad that they're paying the price for what they did to the innocent people of Vault 32. Norm then starts accessing logs from Vault 31 and 33. That 33 wasn't doing so well as their internal systems have failed and they are exploring options to find a solution. But then he gets denied access to Vault 32's records, so he heads over to Cousin Lover's house to try to get his help to see what's up.
Feel like getting out of the house?
Yes.
A pile of rubble blocking the vault's door is always a good sign. Clearing the rubble, investigating the empty hallways of Vault 32, they come to the conclusion that it must have been abandoned for some time based on the withering of these crops over here. I would have just turned my ass around right there, but they continue further. Cousin Lover walks into a room where a mummified body that took the Toaster Express to heaven is shown watching a documentary that gives a little more insight of what could have happened to the people of Vault 32.
But eventually, overpopulation occurs. The mice fight for the once bountiful food, the once endless space. They eat each other in their desperation to survive.
Snip Snip should have hit Lucy with more drugs. He brings her to the operations head guys, which seem to be just two burnouts watching cartoons.
Nice robot.
And he truly is a nice robot.
Where are you from again? Never been there myself. Hope to go there someday soon.
Minus the harvesting her organs. Lucy breaks free using a defibrillator on poor Snip Snip and then taking him hostage.
It's a fucking robot.
Yeah, you might as well be holding an air conditioner hostage.
But we already know that Lucy's a smart cookie and put drain cleaner into Snip Snip's syringes. Having Snip Snip let the captors know.
It's very poisonous.
Seeing the threat, they tell her that she can walk free, but not before she makes them release all of the ghouls from their captivity.
Hey, thank you!
But she couldn't just take her win and go right there. She had to do the right thing, thanks to her stupid golden rule and Martha.
I said all of them.
Lady, those ones you don't understand.
She lets all the feral ghouls free.
Hello there. Goodbye.
This episode really does capture how the wasteland can turn a person.
Martha. Please. Come on, I know there's someone in there. Talk to me.
I'm not sure if YouTube is going to allow me to show it, so we're going to chance it. If the video gets taken down, then we'll re-upload it and not show it. But back at 32, Norm and Cousin Lover stumble upon bodies hanging from the rafters, the overseer tied to his chair with "Death to Management" written on the wall, making you believe that
These people were crazy.
before Norm learns that the vault doors weren't open from the inside. How could they have gotten inside? Whose Pip-Boy could they have used to access the door?
Mom's.
Things just got a whole lot more interesting. You're telling me Rose is alive out there and orchestrated this whole thing? Or did Moldaver kill Rose and steal her Pip-Boy in order to do this? I have so many questions that won't be answered this episode. Lucy exits the shop, seeing the ghoul collapsed on the ground from not having his meds. After seeing firsthand what can happen to a ghoul if they don't have their medicine, she tells him,
I may end up looking like you. I'll never be like you.
Leaving the ghoul collapsed on the ground, she puts medicine by his side. Then she walks away, continuing her search alone. The ghoul stumbling into the shop, stealing and using most of the meds that were left behind. Filling his pockets and even his hat for a secret stash. Noticing a film by the TV, he pops it into the player and we get to see the final production of the film he was working on at the beginning of episode 3 as episode 4 closes.
I hope you like the taste of lead, you commie son of a bitch.
That's going to do it for this episode 4 review of Amazon Prime's Fallout series. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe with the bell on so you're notified each time a new video is uploaded. 98% of our views come from non-subscribers, and I believe we would all love to see that change. Comment your thoughts on this episode along with any other films or series you'd love to see be reviewed in the future. Until next time, I love you all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Welcome back to the Wasteland for another review of Amazon Prime's Fallout series. Today we're going to be taking a look at episode 3, The Head. The Wasteland's got its